Hey folks, let's do today's CSS Daily Target on CSSBattle.dev. Uh-oh. Okay. This is... well, it's a big cylinder, right? Big cylinder, big donut. Things with this kind of shape can be very tricky. Let's just take it on and see where we get. It might be worth it. Here, so today, I don't know whether you're gonna laugh or what, but I'm gonna do something interesting here. I think I'm gonna create this shape with the same width, and instead of doing the margin technique, I'm gonna put a margin of 0 auto to start, and I'm going to add a width because I really want to know the width. So that'll be a centered item. If I do margins, top margin, I can get it right in place. Okay, so the width 300, 301, 310. I just want to make sure that I have that right. So 300. And then what's the height of that? Actually, what I want to know, how tall is this? I'm going to do a little math on this one. Normally, I kind of just go for it. 40. So, thinking it through, $300. So that's that top cylinder. Apologies, I'm in my head. But I'm going to start creating this, and we're going to see how far we get. So I'm going to say, okay, so here's the start. Width 300, and let's call the height 300 as well. And then I think that if we set margins on the body of 40, and then 50, we get the same thing. So I'm going to unset that width. Okay, now let's do the top thing as a circle, as a radial gradient. And you're going to think, Joe, why are you doing it like that? That doesn't make any sense. But I'm going to do a circle, not an ellipse, with the inner color and then an outer color, white. And I'm going to do a border radius of 150 pixels. How is this going to work? Well, we're going to find out. And that inner part is probably 100 pixels wide, maybe. Let's do 50 pixels and then 0. Okay, so that's our start. Now I'm going to add a height to it, and this is going to be at 0, 0. Actually, you know what it's going to be? It's going to be at 50%, 100 pixels. Maybe that's not right. Oh, and then a third color. And that next color stop is 150 pixels, I think. And then this color. Okay, so, and that is going to be down. All right, let's make this taller now. 600. 1,000. And now I'm going to do something very odd and surprising. I'm going to scale this, and it's going to be 1 on the x-axis and 0.6, 0.4, and then I need to change these margins. -3. Aha! How about 2, 5? 1. 2. Okay. That's the idea. Is this going to work? I don't know. How about 2, 5? How about 1, 5? And then increase this 7. And then more margin on the top. 400. And then I guess we need to be a little taller. Oh wait, no, 410, 20, 30. And let's change these. Let's remove, let's just set a 0 margin on the body. Oh, whoops, nope. How about a 0 top margin? And then we're too high, so how about 100? But our height is wrong, so we need to be taller. Is it twice as tall, 2,000? In which case, we need to increase this negative margin. Oh boy. Oh, that height way wrong. How about 1.5? So I'm having to fight it here a lot. 5, 6, 5, 6. That sure is close. Five, 89, 91, 92, 93, 600. No, 600. That's close. I'm going to submit this. There's no shame in this. This is a really odd way to do this, to create this shape. We're at 98.8%. Let's see if we can get to 100%. I'm hopeful, but not confident. All right, so here's where it gets interesting. So if that height is 1,500. Oh, 2, 599, 88, 87, and then, oh boy. So this has me thinking. Maybe I want to add a new thing here, which is I'm going to do a translate. Transform, translate, or translate, colon, 0 minus 10 pixels. To do more. That's closer, but it's still not right. 4. Oh, this is genuinely tricky. I want this to be viable, but it might not be. Could that be right? What I'd like to do, actually at this point, I just care about the top. If I can get the top aligned, then I can use a box shadow underneath it, potentially, to get a similar shape. But it's possible this is not a fruitful way to do this. That's, boy. All right. New plan. This is not turning out as easy as I hoped. So what can I do? If I don't do this scale, then this is, this is very tricky. So the question is, can I do this as an ellipse? Oh, that is crazy. So, new plan. We're going to do, okay. We're going to have the height be 300, no translate, border 50 pixels solid white. Height is, we're going to call it 50, right? And this border is 100. And we're going to say aspect ratio 1. Okay. Okay. And then I want this radius is, the border is far too wide. 50, 60, 70, 75. And then undo the aspect ratio and change the height to be, so 75, 75, 150. Okay, so now what I want to do is change that height. How about 50? It's not doing what I want it to do. Not at all doing what I want it to do. How about 50%? And then change this height, 10. Yeah, because that is not the way to do that. Okay. Let's try this. Let's do the scale on this then. Scale 0, 0.15. And again, we have a margin problem. Let's do a translate. Or, yeah, scale, no, this scale, whoops, that's the problem. This needs to be a 1. I was thinking in terms of, I don't know what I was thinking actually. All right, so let's set a background. Background of that. And let's set some margins. Margin minus 100, 0, 10, 60, 70, 80, 90, 91, 92, 88, 86, 87, 88. Okay, so I have the right idea. Roughly. Okay, 80 might be right. Minus 80, minus 90. Okay. All right, so my next move is a box shadow to do the bottom curve. And I may not get 100% on this video, today. It's all fun and games. 3, 4, 5. But this is genuinely difficult. So now I'm going to do my trusty conic gradient, which is this yellow, 75% round. It's going to be at, like, what is it? Well, it's 300 pixels, 300 pixels, and then down 400 pixels maybe, or 300 pixels. And then it's that color, and then the dark color. And then move it with background position. So what, 50 pixels over, and then 100 pixels down? 50, 60, and then less tall, 1.8. Oh, and I guess it's this color, not that color. Which is pretty good. Not quite there. Oh. Okay, so we're gonna stop here. I may do another video on this one because, so that's 99.9%, which is not bad. But doing it but I think a scale is a good way to go. What else can I do to tweak these curves in a way that will work for me? Is it this number? 5, 6, 5? No, that's not helping. Is it a matter? All right, let's do the blank template again. No, let's not do that. All right, so we got that conic gradient, and I think I'm going to leave that in place. But rather than this technique, we're going to rethink this P, this paragraph. P, and I want 3 of them, right? I want A, and I want P, PB, and PC. Like there are 3 circles that I need to do here. This one, this bottom one, and then the middle core. So the first one we'll do, let's do the white one. Background, huh? With, well, we got the margin, so we get a height of 100, right? Or height of 50, and actually B, and then C. We're going to hide those to start, but I know we need them. Display none. Okay, so first circle, and we only need 3 letters to get that white color. So how about, let's check this margin. Margin 30, 30, 0, 40, okay, and then height of 40, and let's try border radius. 50%. That looks dead on. All right, that is absolutely, feels like it's justifying the technique. So I think I don't need a third, And what I'm going to do is do a box shadow on him. Box of 0, 100 pixels. Okay, and then with numbers, with the chain of the numbers, 1, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. And that sure looks pretty good with that color. And that looks like a dead match. Beautiful. And now, so here's where we change B. And the background on him is that color. And we can't see him because he's got margins that are adjusting. So margin for him is -100 and probably 0. Oh, probably 40. And we gotta remove it. There it is. So too high. And actually, so for sanity's sake, I'm gonna turn off border radius on him. Border radius is 0, so that's a square or a rectangle. So let's move him. He's got a margin of 40. How about 50? Whoops. No. I've scrolled too far. And I'm going to do box shadow. Box shadow, I gotta unset that. Box shadow, unset. Okay. Oh, so our margins look like we're in good position on the top margin, but we need to be, and we need to change the height. And that looks good to 20 tall. And then this margin is not enough. 50, 60, 70, 80. Whew. And then I'm going to undo the border radius change. And let's submit that and see if we got to 100%. And we did. All right. So what have we learned? This stuff is complicated. There are many ways to do it. Our intuitions about how to do things can be wrong from the outset, but the only way to get it done is to try. I'm going to variabilize some of these numbers. I want the margin here. And I guess in theory, if I unset this margin, then I can put this here, 50. Yeah. I'm going to not make those changes that I would normally make optimization-wise, but know that those would likely work. But I am going to do the variabilization. --b to do that. Margin is var --m or that number. And then this margin is --m. And then height, we can also variable as var --h. And --h. If we did color, this color, then this box shadow would need a color on. We do still need this conic gradient, which is providing the body of that. Let's minify and unit replace. We still have our design, and we have just done it. That was a tricky, difficult one, and shows some of the limitations of the precision when using scale to alter. Now, probably there's a way to do that. In fact, I feel pretty sure that there might. I'm pretty sure that there might be. That means I'm not very sure. I'm a little sure that there would be a combination of values to take a perfect circle, use scale, and twist it in that shape. But there must be some additional thing occurring when doing it either with a border or with a conic gradient to create that donut shape that's perfect circle down to the ellipse. We could also use backgrounds that are ellipses, but then we've got to do ellipse do the extent, which is the color stops, and then also provide percentages for the ellipses. So all these shapes probably are doable just as radial gradients, but getting it right is not something that is within my power today. So that's a fun one. That's a hard one. Made me work for that one, but super fun, super fun. This is I love to be surprised, even if it ends up taking me more time than I wish it would, but very rewarding to solve a problem like that. I'm gonna go have dinner. I hope you're having a great day. I hope you take care of yourself. I would say go hang out with friends and make cool stuff on the web and send each other web pages. Everybody's carrying around web browsers. It's really cool, and you can own your own site. It's pretty cool. It is also a brutal time out there. So be good to each other. All right, bye bye.